Are you bored of The Sims 4? Trust me, it happens to everybody. Well, I'm hoping that these 6 legacy challenges will help inspire you and to feel excited to play your game again. I have played a lot of these challenges myself off camera and I have fallen in love with them. They help me become inspired and excited to play, and I'm hoping that they do the same for you. So let's go ahead and get into it. So there's a lot of hidden gems in this list. A lot of you guys may have not ever heard of these legacy challenges before, and I'm hoping to bring those to you. Most of these I have found on Tumblr myself. Some of these are from other YouTubers. There's one that is really new and that everyone probably knows about because it's from one of the most famous Sims YouTubers. You guys can go ahead and guess who it is. But anyways, the first one I'm going to go over is the Home Sweet Home Legacy Challenge by Birdie Trait. So this one is very cutesy, it's very relaxed, and it has that start over vibe. So I'm gonna go ahead and read generation 1 to you, and then you guys can go through the rest. But I will give you basically like a synopsis of each one so you guys can kind of hear an overview of each legacy itself and then the first generation, and kind of decide from there if that's something that you want to jump into. Second on the list is going to be one of my most favorites that I loved playing myself. I discovered this one about a year ago, but I never actually brought it to my YouTube channel, although I probably should have. I just wanted to make it this whole big production and I never did. But anyways, going over this one, you were raised in the city by strict parents who pushed you to be the best student in school. Despite your ambitious nature, you hated the fact that you had no autonomy or free time. When you become a young adult, you picked up your belongings, your pet, and your limited funds, and you moved to the countryside. Your cottage is run down and outdated. It's going to take a lot of work and money to make it home. You quickly realize you may not actually be cut out for this life, but you are too stubborn and proud to give up to move back in with your parents. The traits are squeamish, ambitious, and high maintenance. So with it being squeamish, it's definitely going to be challenging, like living on the land and having that like cottage living lifestyle. So I think that's fun in itself. You're going to have a challenge, but also too with our game, traits can always be updated if you want them to autonomously. So, there might be some new traits that your sim can pick up along the way. So for the career, you're supposed to start with a part-time job or odd jobs until your sim ages up into an adult. So they're going to start out as a young adult. Then they're going to settle into a full-time job of your choice. To make additional money, you also need to sell harvestables from your garden or from your farm animals if you want to go down that route, that is. And so starting out, you're going to be in Hemford-on-Bagley with your small pet, and that can be any pet that you want. It can be, a cat, it can be a dog, anything, maybe some mods, like throw in like a pig or something. I don't know. And then you're also going to have a rundown cottage, which is going to be 2 to 3 bedrooms. You can use money cheats at this point as well. But it's a rundown cottage, so it would be really fun maybe to like put down like a rundown cottage from the gallery and then fix it up over time. And then also don't use extra funds for nice appliances. When your house is done, set your funds to $450. And then the rules for this is your lot must be simple living lot tree. And then reach level 5 in handiness, cooking, and gardening. You also need to befriend a few locals, meet and fall in love with an outdoorsy sim with a large, tight-knit family. Spend every holiday with your partner's family and have a solid relationship with most, if not all of them. You're supposed to have 2 kids. You can adopt them or you can have them yourself. And then take a vacation for every Sim's birthday if you can afford it, and throw a birthday party on a public lot instead. What I really like about this, like obviously like it's kind of like within the name itself, like Home Sweet Home, but I just like the family aspect of this challenge. It seems like very wholesome and we're needing that in the game, you know what I mean? Like don't get me wrong though, I love chaos, I love drama, but it's nice to have like a legacy challenge to go to if you're like wanting that like nice slow family gameplay. So anyways, so you're supposed to take a vacation for every Sim's birthday, and then also renovate the cottage over time and get new appliances, wallpaper, and flooring. And then optional rules is play with the off-grid lot trait. Now that one would be really challenging, so if you're looking to struggle, which most of us are, definitely go ahead and put that on your lot. So anyways, max out handiness, cooking, or gardening, and then make the Sims parents and make them have a negative relationship. So I kind of like that too, so you're adding like family dynamics to your Sims. So next we'll read the generation 2. Generation 2. You grew up in a small, quiet town. After hearing about your parents' childhood in the city, you were inspired to give it a try. You say goodbye to your loving family and set out for San Myshuno. You find an apartment and a part-time job, and then you get roommates to help pay the bills. When you're faced with an accidental pregnancy, your roommates rally and support. So I love that. I think that's really sweet. So traits are loyal, creative, and slob. Aspiration is city native or painter extraordinaire. And so for your career, you need to max out the retail part-time job before quitting and selling paintings full-time. So that's definitely something you need to pay attention to, because like I feel like I would just jump into and be like, okay, yeah, and then like quit. So starting out, move into an apartment in San Myshuno with 2 to 3 roommates, and you can use a roommates feature, but I recommend actually having them in the household. Yeah, that's probably a better idea. And then the rules are paint or max your painting skill, have a game night or similar once a week with your roomies, have an accidental pregnancy after a one-night stand if your sim can't become pregnant with any other sim, move the baby into your household when they're born. Raise your kid as a single parent with the help of your roomies. Once your child becomes a teen, move into your own place. It can be San Myshuno or another world, and then marry as an elder. So your sim is going to be technically just in relationships until they're an elder, and they do have to wait to get married. So keep that in mind too. Don't get like too excited and too, like rush the process, because I love making my sims married. So as an elder, marry the sim you had a one-night stand with that ultimately resulted in the birth of your child, and become famous because of your painting. So again, this is just super achievable. I feel like this is a nice, steady legacy challenge. Like a lot of legacies have a ton of rules. I like that the rules here are pretty simple and they're achievable, and it's just something that is like lighthearted and fun, and I need to make it through, okay? Because you guys, when I say I can never get through a legacy challenge, I mean that. So let's see how many there are. So there's 5 generations. That is so nice. So they're breaking it into 2 parts, so that's good. So the other generations will be coming out soon, unless it's already been updated. So I love that there's 5 already. That's nice that there's not like 10, so it's a little bit, overwhelming or anything like that. I like that there's 5. That's actually feels like a little bit doable. So I will be linking everything in a Patreon post for you guys. So if you guys do decide to share anything like on Tumblr, make sure to tag Birdie Trade. So moving on to the second legacy challenge that I recommend for you guys would be the Globe Trotter challenge. This one inspired me so much. I started playing this maybe like 2 years ago, or maybe like a year and a half ago, and it is such a good challenge because with this one you get to go to so many different worlds, and so basically you're like a backpacker. This one is a little bit more strict, so if that's what you're into, go for it, but if not, you can always just skip this challenge. However, they do say the rules should not be broken, so you don't spoil the immersion of the challenge. So you are going to create a young adult sim and then move them to their first location. It's going to be a tent, and they're going to have 0 to 50 simoleons. So keep that in mind. It's going to be a very tight challenge on the funds. So your main aspiration will be completed during the first round. Then the second aspiration will be completed at least halfway before moving to the next location. So remember, the rules are strict, so definitely make sure that you are following the aspiration and really working on that. Your sim cannot travel to places outside of the world that they're currently living in. It says playing, but living in. You can apply for a part-time job once they have a bed, a campfire, or a stove, fridge, a bush, which can be your toilet. So it's kind of like rags to riches kind of feel. A shower, a sink, a chair, a counter, and they must quit their job when you move to the next location, so they will have to get a new one. You can make money by selling things that you find and create an inventory on Plopsy. When moving to a new location, your sim can take 1 piece of furniture and their tent. You have to sell the rest. So I love that. Like, I feel like that's very realistic. Your sim's not going to be able to like pack up and like bring a bunch of stuff with them. So your tent and your 1 piece of furniture. So I would probably bring a cooler if it was me. However, you can bring your collectibles and souvenirs that your sim found and put them in the inventory and keep them in there while you travel. So let me just go ahead and read to you the round 1 for Mount Kabarabi, which is going to be the summer. Start in the summer, create your sim and move them into an empty lot. Mount Kabarabi, purchase a tent and set the funds up to $50. Well, simoleons, excuse me. What am I talking about? Your sim wishes to explore the world and pursue knitting. Make a living by selling fruits and vegetables, fish or knits, or go sightseeing. And remember, you do have those 2 aspirations that you need to complete. The first one's going to be Mount Kabarabi Sightseer, which is the main one. And the second one's going to be Lord or Lady or Leader of the Knits, and that's your secondary. Then once winter rolls around, you're going to switch over to Solani and move there. and that's going to be when it's winter. Having spent the summer and fall in Mount Kabarabi, your sim sets out to Salani for the winter. They just want to chill and run away from the storm and sink their toes into the ocean. Their aspiration is going to be beach life, and that's going to be your main aspiration. So I'll let you guys read the rest so you guys have something to look forward to. And here's just a few little notes at the bottom of this page, and it says you can adjust the season length to your liking. So they do recommend 2 weeks. If you want to do it shorter, feel free, but that might make it a little bit more challenging to try to complete everything. If you don't have seasons, you can count the days when you should move. When moving to the next location, you can go on a previous rental lot, or you can just have your sim go to an empty lot. You can also do the free real estate, cheat if you want to make sure that you're not paying anything for this lot. Your sim can have as many hobbies and side aspirations as you want. The main ones are tied mostly to the location and are meant to create immersion. They can make friends on the way, fall in love, create drama, try to keep it off, or get married and bring your spouse on the journey. Feel free to bend rules, change the order of the location aspirations. It's just a general plan to help you explore the game. So what I love about this challenge is that it really just helps you get familiar with the game and the worlds. And there's a lot of worlds that we forget to visit. For example, like Glimmerbrook and Forgotten Hollow, I never go into those worlds. So I think it would be kind of fun to go in there, kind of play around with it, and just get familiar with the packs again, because I don't remember the last time I went into Solani just for fun, which I do have one family living in Solani, but other than that, you know what I mean, like there's a lot of people that don't necessarily go to Granite Falls. I can't remember the last time I went to Granite Falls, let me tell you that. The last time I remember seeing Granite Falls like with the Sims was when Ocean Sims had her Lovesick LP, and she had her Sims go to Granite Falls. So that's my point. Like, it's just going to help you get more familiar with the worlds again and just rediscover things that you haven't in a while. So for winter, you're in Sulani, and then for spring, you go to Strangerville, and then for summertime, you're going to go to Granite Falls and enjoy the summer by the water, the trees, and the mountains. I love that idea. And then for summertime, you're going to go to El Salvador. And then for the fall time, you're going to go to Evergreen Harbor. Round 7 is optional. You're going to go to Glimmerbrook, or you can go to Forgotten Hollow for the winter. It's something that's different, and I haven't ever seen anyone do this before. It's really fun. You guys just need to try it out. So technically this is just a challenge in itself. It's not necessarily a legacy challenge, but I would definitely make this a legacy challenge and continue on throughout my Sims life if I could actually make it and have like 3 generations from them, because I think they would be pretty incredible, and they probably would inherit like a lot of amazing traits. So moving on, this is a brand new one. This is by Dice, and this is called the Hot Tea Legacy. This one just came out. It just hit the YouTube streets of the legacy challenges. So this one is super fun. Dice wanted to create something that would have a lot of drama in it, something that would inspire you and get you playing. And let me tell you, this challenge definitely does that. There is going to be 10 generations, so you don't have to worry about waiting on any other ones to complete it or anything like that. So I do love that there's already a challenge that's completely done. And you can use mods as well in these challenges. You don't have to be set in stone to not using them. It's not like the 100 baby challenge or anything like that. So just keep that in mind too. Just have fun. And that's like what we're looking for here, because we just want to have fun. You know what I mean? But I love that there's so many challenges right now to choose from, because once you get bored with one, or you like get a little tired of one, you can just move to the next one. So the Hot Tea Legacy Challenge is supposed to be drama filled and supposed to have like a bunch of crazy things happen, obviously with the name, but some generations are going to be more wholesome than others, as the dice says. And the rules can put mods and CC in your gameplay, or you can play completely vanilla, and vanilla means just with the base game itself, so you're not adding any mods or CC. But yeah, this was meant to stir up some drama, add that hot tea to your game that we're desperately needing. Also, Dice basically used all of the expansion packs, so just keep an eye on that. So if there's anything that you're missing, just keep that in mind too. It's not all of the packs, obviously, but it is quite a lot. So if you are missing some, just do with what you can. And then she also says, before you start the challenge, to make sure that the following holidays are on your season's calendar. So you are going to need Love Day, Flower Fest, which is Easter, Fool's Day, Movie Night, Summerfest, Spooky Day, Halloween, Harvest Fest, Winterfest, and then New Year's Eve and Self-Care Day / New Year's Day. And these are the suggested mods, so definitely take a look at these. If you don't have them, go ahead and take a look at them and put them in your game if you'd like. MC Command Center, the Relationship Pregnancy Overhaul mod, which I highly recommend having that in your game at all times. It's one of the best mods that is in the Sims 4 world, I'm telling you right now. And then also the Realistic Childbirth, which same thing. These two you have to have in your game, like no matter what. Please have them in your game. And then there's also a mod which is more holiday traditions, which I don't think I've actually ever looked at this, so I need to take a look and see. Generation 1, let's go ahead and read over that really quick together. And then we can read Generation 2, and then from there I'll let you guys read the rest. So I do want to go ahead and show you this though really quick before we get into it, but just go over the names for you. So if you look over here to the left, the first generation is called the Hopeless Romantic. The second generation is the Other Woman. Teen Pregnancy for the third. Fourth is Brotherly Love. Then we have the Tragic Musician. Number 6 is the Body Artist. Number 7 is Man's Best Friend, which is aka a dog. Then Ride or Die, which would be 8. And 9 is Curse of the Older Sibling. And Generation 10 is the Glow Up. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and read Generation 1, Hopeless Romantic. Your natural talent for baking bread and decorating sweet treats made you think that owning a bakery would be a piece of cake. Pun fully intended. So with stars in your eyes and every last penny to your name, you poured it all into opening your dream bakery. What you didn't expect was to fall in love, get pregnant so quickly. For a while, life felt perfect. Business was picking up, your family was thriving, and love was sweet. But out of nowhere, someone else walked into your life, and just like that, your heart shifted. You never thought that you'd be a heartbreaker, but the heart wants what the heart wants. Oof, that is messy, guys. That is so messy. And you guys know I love some messy gameplay, so this is definitely up my alley. You left your partner for this new love, and soon after, found yourself pregnant again. The bakery is booming, your kids were getting along, and your heart felt full. You're madly in love, and for once, everything felt just right, until they walked in. The moment you saw them, it hit you. Love at first sight all over again. You couldn't ignore it. So you broke things off once more, chasing what felt like your true soulmate. You just can't help that you're hopeless romantic. Okay, so this first generation is a hot damn mess, let me tell you. Alright, so the traits are love bug, cheerful, family oriented, and then aspiration is romantic explorer. Love that. I actually haven't played with that one yet, so I'm looking forward to doing so. Skills is baking, cooking, and romance, and then the career obviously is a baker. So here are your goals. So it is a little lengthy, so just, make sure that you're keeping track of everything. So the goals for this generation are going to be max all skills listed above, which would be baking, cooking, and romance. Complete the aspiration listed above, again, which is going to be your romantic explorer. And start by selling baked goods on a selling table or use the stand, which comes with Home Chef Hustle, and you can skip that if you'd like to. When you have enough money, open a bakery using the retail store feature from Get to Work, or small businesses with businesses and hobbies. Every major holiday, sell items in your store that is related to the holiday. So spooky cookies on Halloween, love cookies, obviously for Love Day for Valentine's Day. And then also optional, you can give your lot the simple living lot trait, which is going to be a little bit challenging, that's for sure. Get into a serious relationship with at least 3 Sims throughout your life and have a baby with each of them. You can do more than 3 and you can marry them if you want. Make a family recipe and pass it down to your children. I actually haven't done that yet, so I am excited. I think that came with Life and Death expansion pack. It says, get married to your final partner and live a happy life with them and your children, and you can have more kids if you'd like. Go all out on gifts for your kids and partners' birthdays. Celebrate your Sims' favorite holiday when it comes around. Love Day, Valentine's Day. Alright, and here are the food mods that they recommend, which is going to be Granny's Cookbook, which I absolutely adore and I love it. Custom recipes, and the SNS cookbook. Okay, generation number 2 is The Other Woman. I really like this one. It kind of gives me like Grey's Anatomy vibes. So it says, you and your half siblings never understood how your mother could fall in love so easily. That was until you grew up. As a young adult, you started to work at a local hospital, finally living your childhood dream. You always loved playing doctor as a kid, and your dedication paid off when you were accepted into the junior doctor's program. That's where you met them, or the one, or at least you thought they were. From flirty exchanges to steamy makeout sessions in the supply closets, your chemistry was undeniable. You weren't officially together, but in your mind, you were already picking out wedding venues. Everything felt perfect until the night you hosted a work dinner. That's when it happened. Your moment, your world cracked. Your work husband showed up with their actual spouse. Totally like Grey's Anatomy vibes right there. Okay, so this says, the traits are going to be genius, outgoing, romantic, aspiration is neighborhood confidant, skills is logic, charisma, and comedy. And career is doctor. As a child, get an A in school. As a child, play with the doctor's playset. As a teen, get an A in school and host a sleepover with your friends can be done as a child. And max all skills listed above, complete the aspiration listed above, reach at least level 8 of the doctor career, befriend everyone you work with, ooh, that's going to probably be challenging, have an affair with one of your colleagues, and convince them to leave their spouse. Have at least 2 children, host a baby shower every time you're pregnant, host a family reunion, dinner party, and neighborhood potluck at least once, host at least 2 stay-over events, develop the strict dynamic with your children, celebrate your Sims' favorite holidays when it comes around, Harvest Fest, Thanksgiving. So that is generation 2. So let's go ahead and move on to our next legacy challenge. I just want to give you guys a little bit of a preview with this one. Next up is going to be the Soul Food Legacy Challenge. This one I recently found on Tumblr, and let me tell you, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this idea. It just seems very like family oriented and very like homey and cutesy. I just love the inspiration behind it. So let's go ahead and read it. It says, welcome to the Soul Food Legacy Challenge, where everybody is invited to the cookout. Whether you're from our culture or not, you can have a seat at the table. Go on and fix yourself a plate and please bring your own Tupperware. The host will not be letting you take theirs home. Hello, I'm Junie, also known as Sims Iga, and I am very excited to present to you my legacy challenge. As an African American, I wanted to bring a flair of our culture into The Sims. While not every Black experience is the same, I hope that this challenge can bring in the soulful, cozy, familiar vibes that we all can relate to. I really tried hard to incorporate actual gameplay mechanics with rich storytelling. So Sims Iga also said that there are colors assigned to each generation. You can dress your sim up and decorate their homes in their respective colors if you wish. No gender requirements at all. This goes without saying, but you do not have to follow this generation exactly if you don't want to. Personally, I like going by the rules for a challenge. I just, if I'm going to do a challenge, I would like to do it right. So here are optional rules for the generations. So keep at least one photo of each generation's heir in their house at all times. I like that because it's kind of like a little tribute to your ancestors, in my personal opinion. Then it says play in a rotational style with your extended family to keep their bloodlines going as well. Make a Remembrance Day holiday in your calendar so every year you can honor the ones that came before you. Make a family reunion holiday in your calendar. When you move out of the house to start a new generation, you can take as much or as little money with you as you'd like. If you want to keep the money, great. If not, that's okay too. I just feel like this challenge like exudes family gameplay, so I'm really excited to play it myself. Let's go ahead and read the first generation. So this one is Red Velvet Cake. When I was reading this for the first time, it definitely gave me like Medea vibes. If you guys have ever seen the Tyler Perry Medea movies, definitely go watch them. They are absolutely hilarious. But any of you guys that are regular viewers, subscribers on my YouTube channel, and if you guys would like me to do this challenge, bring it to the channel, let me know. I already checked this out maybe like a week or 2 ago. One of my other simmer friends, Shifty, has actually already brought this to her channel, so feel free to go ahead and watch her gameplay. I was like, maybe I should like make like a Medea inspired sim and actually start her out as an elder instead of a young adult or an adult for this challenge. So let me know what you guys think about that. I'm really debating on that because I think it would just be fun. Generation 1 is the Red Velvet Cake. Traits are going to be outgoing, good, and hot-headed. So Medea is hot-headed. So hot-headed, but she's so funny. So that's where I was like, okay, this sounds like her. And then also this description here. So the color is red as well. Your parents always instilled in you the importance of human connection. Whether you're volunteering, hosting cookouts, or teaching, you're always for the community, which is again Medea. She knows everybody and everyone knows her because she's wild. All right. Just go watch the movies. With your boisterous mouth and itis-inducing cooking, you quickly become the neighborhood's big mama or big papa. Even the mailman woman knows you by name. Everyone loves you, but also knows not to mess with you. Again, Medea. Your temper gets the best of you sometimes, but hey, you'd be upset too if your guests left dirty dishes or if the kids going in and out of the door were letting your cold air out. So for starting out, you do want to have them as an adult for the life stage. Again, I was thinking about doing an elder and then maybe adopting a sim, but you are a single parent to a teen child. If I do decide to do like a Medea inspired, have them as like an elder, maybe they're just a beginning elder or something like that, like they just hit elderhood, and then maybe have them adopt like a teen sim and it's from like their family member, like maybe their family member passed away or like, not the best like situation. So that was kind of like my mindset there. So anyways, you're a single parent to a teenage child. They do not have to be the heir. You have a sibling that lives outside of your household who also has kids, as many as you'd like. This is so you are established with family to bounce off of. Start with a modest home. You made cheap money for this. Start at level 3 of the education career level 4 in cooking skill, start at level 3 charisma, and also level 3 of research and debate. So they're going to be a very smart sim. All right, so rules is to go get your nails done and redo them every time they fade away. You do need to have spa day for that. Max the education career, max the cooking and charisma skill. Have 3 close relationships with neighborhood kids and their parents. Throw 10 successful dinner parties. Volunteer through the phone menu as much as you'd like. Have at least 1 more child. Marry the male woman. Oh, that's so cute. You're going to marry the male woman or man or the repair man. That's so cute. And it says doesn't have to be the first one you meet. So you guys can decide that. When this sim dies, have their ghosts in your household. You will need them later. So that is generation 1, the red velvet cake. And I just love the family dynamic aspect to this. And I just feel like it's going to be really fun, especially these generations. I feel like I'm probably going to get attached to these sims like a little too much. The next generation for this super cute challenge is the strawberry soda generation. Your claim to fame is your bubbly personality. Get it? Watching your parents fall in love later in life was the most romantic thing you've ever seen. You admire how great of a parent they were. You love love and the idea of it. You're determined to raise your kids as amazingly as you were raised. Unfortunately, it's hard to balance long nights at the bar with the social life and you're a shameless flirt who can't seem to nail down your perfect fit. After a while, you start to realize that perfection is only skin deep. It's what's on the inside that matters most. So your traits are going to be romantic, perfectionist, family-oriented, aspiration is super parent, and color is pink. Personally, I love the backstory of this. Sounds like they're definitely like a little cute, hopeless romantic. I love when there is a sweet little backstory like this. So the rules are to maximize the mixology skill, maximize the juice fizzing skill, and also the parenting skill. Sell your juices using the sales table, reach level 10 in the mixology career, have 2 failed marriages with your sim you find very attractive. So that would be like in your sim's relationship panel with another sim, you could find that. Fall madly in love with a sim you don't find attractive and stay married to that sim. Instill the manners, responsibility, and emotional control values into each of your children. Your parents are obsessed with their grandbabies. Every now and then you must send your children to stay with your parents for a couple of days at a time. Okay, so that is the second generation. So I hope that kind of gives you a feel of this family-oriented generation challenge. Let me know what you guys think about it so far. Let me know if you guys are going to play it. But let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So the next one is going to be the Postcard Legacy challenge. And this one here is super wholesome and adorable. I actually brought this one to my YouTube channel about, I think like last year, but I got really busy with life. But if you guys would like to see that again, let me know. But I will also link that one down in the description down below if you guys want to check out my first episode that I did on that. This one's super cute. There are going to be 23 generations, so this one is jam-packed. So if you're looking to complete, a buttload of generations, this is going to be the one for you. This is going to be a lengthy one, so keep that in mind. So the first one's the farmer. You have the baker, the freegan, the beach conservatist, the city detective, the hero, the superstar. Next one is the archaeologist, magical florist, lovesick author, secret criminal, the lawyer, and I'm gonna let you guys read the list because that is super long, but you guys get the gist. So let's go ahead and read the first one so you kind of get an idea. The first one is the farmer. You always craved a humble countryside life, waking up at 5 a.m. to water your crops, taking care of your animals, and spending your evenings with your family, or what you desire most for your life. You have always valued your family, farm, and animals. Move to Hemford and meet a like-minded individual who you will fall in love with. You will inherit $25,000 to build your home. The traits are going to be animal enthusiast, aspiration is country caretaker, career is gardener, and you can do the botanist branch. Objectives for this are going to be have the simple living and wild fox traits on your lot for your home. You need to have at least 1 llama, 1 cow, and 1 chicken coop. Also, you need to have the green thumb reward trait. Complete the plant collection. That one's going to be hard. Win at least 3 of the Finchwick Fair in Henford. Befriend wild birds and bunnies. All children must complete the mental aspiration. Then you do have some optional goals to kind of mix it up. Get nosy and matchmake or break up 2 sims in Hemford. There will be consequences though. If you matchmake 2 sims, you will have to pay for their wedding. 1,000 simoleons, which I personally love that you are gonna lose money because typically with the sims, our sims make a lot of money. So I love the idea of some realism with that. If you do break up 2 sims, you have to marry one of them. Then it says run at least 1 errand every day for townies in Hemford. Acquire the outdoorsy lifestyle for both your sim and their spouse. and master these skills: cross stitching and gardening. And then these are the recommended mods: the postcard, the farmer custom scenario by Dale Rune, fresh is more storage, hire a farm hand, better animal hygiene, better animal hunger, and better animal activity, more village fair competitors, and then also milk thistle by Softer Haze, which is a lighting mod, and also postcard cottage. I need to check out that one too. And then Lily's Plays. So definitely check this out, you guys. And here is the second generation, which is the baker. And again, I'm gonna let you guys read this because it's super cute, and you know, I don't want to spoil everything for you guys. Last up on the list is going to be the very Veggie Legacy Challenge by Little Simsy. So this one is basically a spin-off or an extension of Not So Berry. Most of you guys have probably heard of that one. That is a very old challenge that most of us typically bring as the first video on our YouTube channels. If you know, you know. Anyways, so this one does have 10 generations ready to go. This is brand new by Little Simsy, by the way. Most of you guys may have seen it because a lot of people love Little Simsy and we're always, you know, watching her videos. So with the Not So Berry challenge, that challenge was very color oriented. This one is also the same. So for this one, it says vegetables spend a lot of time outside staring at the sky. Also, this generation is called broccoli, by the way. I completely skipped over that. You notice the way the sunlight filters through leaves. You hear how the wind sings. You watch the sky paint a picture every night at sunset. Nature is beautiful and you want to capture it. You become an artist and dedicate your life to honing your craft and sharing it with others. So the color for this is going to be dark green for the theme. Your traits are going to be creative, art lover, and high maintenance. Aspiration is Lord or Lady of Knits. And career is no formal career because you're going to be selling your crafted goods. Your additional rules are to achieve a 5-star business, max a wellness skill, max 3 artist skills of your choice, which can be painting, writing, photography, knitting, cross-stitching, pottery, tattooing. Oh my gosh, this is a mouthful. You guys can read the rest. And then the required packs are nifty knitting, spa day, and business and hobbies. So she also made a base game version for every single generation. So I thought that was really considerate of her because not everyone has the packs, and also not everyone has all of the packs. You know, some people may just have the base game and some people may only have a few packs, but may not have all of the packs that are integrated into like each generation. So I thought that was really sweet of her. Okay, so that is that one. And then you guys can read through for the base game. The next generation is going to be eggplant. So this one says, everyone won't shut up about romance. All day, every day, you have to listen to weird, suggestive eggplant jokes. People complaining about their partners, and even worse, them going on and on about their happy little relationships. You're sick of it. Love is dead, and you're going to prove it. You decide your life goal is to ruin as many relationships as possible. Well, at least when you're off the clock. You can't exactly quit your day job. Relationship saver by day, relationship ruiner by night. I think that's so funny. So the color for this theme is purple. Traits are evil, romantic, bro. That is such a weird combination. It's so funny to me. Aspiration is villainous, Valentine, and then the career is romance consultant. So additional rules are, as a adult, wear the eggplant costume for every outfit. What? I will not be doing that. Will not be doing that. Grow giant eggplants, become a nectar connoisseur, and maintain a nectar cellar. And then max the romance, fitness, and nectar making and dancing skills. So I feel like they would go really well in Chestnut Ridge, which came with our horse ranch pack. I just like foresee them being in that area. And then here's the base game rendition of that. So anyways, here are the rest of them. So the third one is carrot. The fourth one is squash. Then we have potato, tomato, cauliflower, radish. Generation 9 is mushroom. And lastly, the P is generation 10. So again, this generation legacy challenge is still going to be edited, and also like I think she said it's going to be added more generations too. So just keep that in mind as well. But yeah, here is her generation legacy challenge. And I think it's going to be really wholesome and really cute. And also just, again, another legacy challenge that we can play with when you're getting bored. You just want to change something up. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this recommended list. And I hope you enjoyed discovering a few new legacy challenges that you may have never heard of. I hope there's some hidden gems for you and you enjoy gameplay. Definitely comment down below which one you're excited to play first, and I love you guys so much. Also, if you guys are going to be purchasing any Sims 4 packs in the future, feel free to use my creator code SavvyThatSummer. It does directly support me and my content creation. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!